Someone once approached Patanjali and asked, "What is the simplest way to enlightenment?" Patanjali looked at him with a stillness that didn't feel human. It was the stillness of someone who had gone beyond questions, beyond the need for answers. The seeker's voice trembled slightly. There was yearning in it, a deep unrest, as if the question had been carried across lifetimes. Yet the words themselves were innocent, almost like a child asking, "What is the easiest way?" Patanjali smiled gently, not because the question was naive, but because he saw the weight humanity unnecessarily carries. He closed his eyes briefly, as though listening to something deeper than thought, and then he spoke. "The easiest way is to realize there is nowhere to go." The man blinked in confusion. "No distance? But my mind is filled with fear, desire, memories." Patanjali raised his hand softly. "All that is movement on the surface. It belongs to the mind, and the mind is not you. You have mistaken yourself for a wave for so long that you've forgotten the ocean beneath it. The wave comes and goes, but the ocean remains." The disciple hesitated, then asked quietly, "If I am not the mind, then who am I?" Patanjali replied without hesitation, "You are the witness, unchanging, untouched, beyond birth. Thoughts appear within you. They move, they fade, but you remain." The man frowned slightly. "It doesn't feel that way." Patanjali nodded. "Because your attention is turned outward. You are chasing reflections, mistaking them for reality. You imagine enlightenment to be something dramatic, something powerful, something that arrives like lightning. But truth is quiet. Silence is simple. And your nature is simple." He leaned slightly forward. "To know yourself, simplicity is enough." The disciple insisted, "But I must do something, right?" Now Patanjali's voice sharpened. "You have already done too much. Doing is the problem. It strengthens the doer, and the doer is the illusion." Silence fell. Then Patanjali continued, "When effort drops, when seeking stops, when you no longer chase experiences, the dust settles on its own. And then you see clearly, not a new self, but the one that was always there." The man asked, "Then is meditation unnecessary?" Patanjali smiled faintly. "Meditation is like washing your hands. It removes dirt, but it doesn't create the hand. It clears agitation, but awareness was never absent. It simply reveals what already is. Techniques are like boats. They help you cross, but once you reach, you don't carry the boat with you." The disciple's breathing slowed. Something inside him was softening. Patanjali spoke again. "The easiest way is to stop trusting the mind." The man frowned. "How?" "Watch it. What is watched loses its grip. A cloud cannot harm the sky. A thought cannot harm the witness. When you observe, you remember. When you identify, you forget. Identification is bondage. Observation is freedom." The disciple whispered, "Can it really be this easy?" Patanjali replied, "It is easier than breathing. Breathing takes effort, but being does not." He pointed toward the man's chest. "You exist. Even without thoughts, even without the world, the knowing I am remains. That silent knowing is enlightenment. It is not something you achieve. It is what remains when the achiever disappears." The disciple trembled. "If the seeker disappears, what remains of me?" Patanjali smiled. "Everything false will fall away. Everything true will stay. Why fear that?" The man lowered his head. Patanjali continued softly, "You are not yet ready to accept how simple this is. Humans cling to complexity because it protects the ego. The ego feeds on effort, on journeys, rituals, philosophies. All of it keeps the seeker alive. But enlightenment is the end of the seeker." He paused. "That is why the simple is resisted." Silence deepened between them. After a while, Patanjali said, You ask for a method, I offer you a mirror. You ask for a path, I return you to yourself. Sit quietly. Look within. Watch without becoming. And soon, you will laugh at how close you always were. The disciple felt tears rising. Patanjali's final words were soft. The easiest way is to not move away from yourself. Remain as the witness. Remain as pure awareness. Remain as I am before it becomes anything else. Then he closed his eyes again, returning to that same stillness from which his words had come. And for the first time, the disciple stopped searching, stopped becoming, stopped striving, and simply was. And in that moment, he understood